Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelly. I know it's been a super long time since I've given any kind of reading update, and I am here to rectify that. Life has been crazy for so many reasons. Vacation, Bible school, I went to a book club retreat that was a couple of days, just so many things with my kids. We just started school. Lots of wonderful things, lots of stressful things, just the things that keep you from filming. And I never want BookTube to feel like a job. I just want it to be a fun experience. So I'm going to go over what I've read recently. The last month I did a lot of my recent reads in shorts, but there was one book that I did not want to do that way. And it's the one that literally everyone in the world seems to be talking about. And that is Theo of Golden, and that's by Levi. So this book is about Theo, who is an elderly gentleman who comes to this town of Golden, and he starts buying this artist's pictures that he's painted, these portraits he painted of local people, and supporting this artist, and then he buys them and gives them to the people that he did the portrait of. He meets people, he tells them about God, he shows kindness. He gives a view of his past life and kind of how he got to this point, but there is a big secret throughout. We don't know what it is. He never says really his last name. He doesn't give a whole lot of details about his past. He really becomes a patron of all the arts in the area. He supports a violinist that's going to school there. It's just a really beautiful book. I will say there are a couple of very mild curse words that didn't bother me at all because they seemed appropriate. You know, the D word, I'm going to blank you to the place where the devil is, you know, that kind of thing. But I thought it was beautifully well done. I think that it is one of those books that, in my opinion, is worth the hype. So I recommend it. Then, I read with Dia in July, This Rough Magic by Mary Stuart. Poor Dia had to spend most of the time typing out her thoughts about the book because she had lost her voice, and but was still a lovely reading experience with her. Mary Stuart has a way of just bringing you into the environment, and we are in an area like by the sea in Greece, and you have this young actress who her play did not go on a long run and it got canceled, and so she has gone to stay with her sister. Now there's a very world famous actor who has stepped away from the spotlight due to some personal tragedy, who is also in the area. Her sister's very rich, like with uppity people. And so she's kind of mingling with this. The actor is very reclusive, but she ends up meeting him. There's a dolphin in the story, which is so amazing. But sadly, one of her sister's employees, a young man whose mother and sister also work for her, dies. They get the news from this gentleman that also he works for. And so it's very sad. And what is going on? How did he pass away? There's like some smuggling type stuff in it. I just love the way she develops the story and characters. This is the second Mary Stuart book that Dee and I have read together. I highly recommend it. I feel like it's beautiful, atmospheric, and not in any way gory or high stakes as far as a mystery goes. So if you are going through a hard time and you don't want to pick something up that's going to stress you out, Mary Stuart is the way to go, because there's a mystery where you are really wondering, but it doesn't stress you out. All right, now, with my youngest son, who loves Patricia McLachlan, we read her very first novel, Arthur, for the very first time. This is about a little boy whose home life has been a little stressful, and so he goes and stays with an aunt and uncle in the countryside, and they are a little eccentric. They have a chicken they speak French to. They have a pig that's getting ready to give birth. And Arthur's just embracing this life. He's made friends with a little girl who is being raised by her grandpa, and her parents have kind of don't have anything to do with her. She has such a way of being gentle about the hard things of life. And my son loves her books. His favorite by her is White Fur Flying. I wish that she could have lived forever and continued writing children's books. I highly recommend everything I've ever read by Patricia McLachlan. Now, this was a reread for me, but a first for one of my kids. We actually listened to this in the car. This is from the Mixed Up Files of Mrs. Basil E. Frankweiler by E.L. Konisburg. And so I had my second grade teacher read this to my class when I was a little girl, a gazillion years ago, of course. And this book is about a little girl who takes her brother and they go to the Metropolitan Museum in New York City and they decide they're just going to run away and hide out. She's very witty and we don't really understand completely why she feels a need to leave, other than she feels a little neglected at home. So I kind of am irritated and frustrated with her and a little bit the brother, but mainly her because she's a big sister, for worrying her family like this. But there's a bit of a storyline with art in the museum, and it was given to the museum by Mrs. Basil E. Frankweiler. It ends up being a story that's a lot about appreciating art, appreciating who you are, appreciating the circumstances you're in, I think. So I do recommend it, although the little girl does irritate me and make me mad a little bit as a mom. So thank you, Mrs. Franklin, for reading that to me when I was a child. Now, I love YA fantasy when it's done right. And so I don't have the physical copy of this book, but I read The House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig, and this is a retelling of the Seven Dancing Sisters. We have a lot of mythology pulled in to this from, like, it's a made up mythology. It's not based on existing mythology. And so we have this, basically he's like a lord of the area he's in. They live in a big mansion by the sea. And when someone dies, you put them in the ocean, and the salt and your tears basically take them away. And so this girl's sisters have died unexpectedly in different ways, and also her mother has passed away. There's a stepmother who they're kind of prickly with. They get new dancing shoes, and they end up going to another land at night, like through a gateway. There is a love interest. I actually did pretty much enjoy that storyline. I will say it had no cuss words, it had no open door scenes as far as romance goes, which is great because so many people are forgetting they're writing for teenagers with these YA fantasies. It was a little creepy and scary in parts. I would say it's borderline, not quite, but almost horror. But I did really enjoy the book. And with my dear friend Courtney Reeds, I read Charles Dickens' Hard Times. This is a very, very bleak story in many ways. We have a man named Mr. Gradgrind who is educating his children to have no imagination, only have the facts. And it really is a story of how not having a full feast of an education in many areas can ruin lives. But I did really end up enjoying it. It just isn't my favorite because there are so many bad guys in the story, and there are many good guys too, but I didn't end up connecting with them early on. But by the end, I was connecting. I think Courtney also would say this is not a favorite of Dickens, but we both really enjoyed it. We're glad that we read it. All right, now, as far as what I am going to be reading, keeping it very simple. My older two kids and I are in the middle of things I've already talked about, so I'm not going to talk about them again. But with my youngest son, we are reading The Great Man's Secret. This is by Peter Van Raven, and this is about a young man. His parents have recently separated, and this gentleman has been offered a Nobel Peace Prize for his writing, and he has not accepted it. His school wants him to, teacher at his school wants him to go out, ride his bike out and talk to this man for the school paper. He's very reclusive. We don't know why he doesn't exactly want to take the Nobel Prize. And so this young man is going out and he's trying to get this man to talk with him. He does. And they're going to develop a friendship, I believe, and we might find out why he has not accepted the prize. All right, now, Also, again, with Courtney Reads, this is something she has read before, but probably many, many times, but I have never read it. And this is Demons by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I love Dostoevsky. I don't know what this book is about. I will be honest with you. I'm sure it's against nihilism and communism and the evils of the world, like all of his books are, but I will be surprised about what the actual storyline is when I start reading it. And then for my in-person book club, we do Around the World. We're in Belize this month. So we're going to be traveling to Central America and reading the book Lime Juice Money by Jo Morley. And this is about a lady who she's separated from her husband. She has a new guy in her life who her children love and has taken the place of their father. They travel from London to Belize because her father is having a birthday party. Her older sister's here, and the father has a terrible medical emergency. He is in a coma, and they stay there while the older sister goes home. She's got a job. This sister has recently lost a lot of her hearing, so she's not really sure what she's hearing part of the time. We're fully immersed in the jungle of Belize, and so like there are times where she's not really completely sure if she's hearing the right thing. What's happening, her significant other is really sketchy. I do believe there's probably going to be some language in this book from what I have read online. We'll see if I can get through it. I do not like too much language in my books, but we shall see. I'm keeping everything simple. I'm not planning anything else for August. I hope you guys are doing well. Sending you so much love and read a lot. Bye-bye.